A very good evening on this second day of June 2025. Thank you very much for watching the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Abort with Uctv News. Now, with just hours remaining to the much anticipated Namugongo Martyrs Day celebrations, and with strong indications that His Excellency Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is expected to attend Mass at the Uganda Martyrs Shrine Namugongo, the Deputy Inspector General of Police, James Ochaya, alongside other senior officials from SFC and UPDF, today visited the Catholic Shrine to assess and evaluate the security situation as pilgrims throng Namugongo Catholic Shrine. Shortly after the tour, DIGP Ochaya urged pilgrims to remain vigilant and prioritize their personal safety, noting that security agencies are considering doubling the already 100,000 joint security personnel deployed to ensure a safe and a peaceful Martyrs Day celebration.
What are you doing?
The other side, about 100 and something thousand now, which have been registered. But I believe today, by the time we reach tomorrow, the number would have doubled or even tripled. Well, we assure members of the public that let them come and renew their faith, because we want peace in this country. Yeah, the young children, we are telling their parents, and we are also actually registering so that a child that happens to get lost can easily be traced, because you see this number is big. So we have also created a center somewhere where our child and family protection officers are handling issues of the children so that they're united with their families.
And as thousands of pilgrims continue to throng the Uganda Martyrs Catholic Shrine in Namugongo ahead of the June 3rd celebrations, with this year's Mass being animated by the Lugazi Diocese, Father Opio Aloysius held an exclusive interview with Father Godfrey Mbowa, chairman of the organizing committee for Lugazi Diocese. Father Mbowa outlined the extensive preparedness undertaken to ensure a spiritually enriching and well-coordinated celebration of Uganda Martyrs Day celebration, highlighting the diocese's commitment to serving the faithful and honoring the legacy of the martyrs.
Of course, we come live from Uganda Martyrs Shrine here in Namugongo and preparing for the 3rd of June celebration of the Martyrs Day, and that is tomorrow. And this year, as many of you may already be aware, our host diocese is Lugazi Catholic Diocese, and of course this is the second time that Lugazi Diocese is animating the Uganda Martyrs celebration, the last one being in 2004. And I mean, after 21 years they are back on stage, and of course everything is already lit up. If you look at what is happening here, if I ask my camera person to turn around, and you will see how already there are so many people crowded here. I mean, walking different thousands of miles. Yesterday we were told that there are pilgrims that have come right from Mombasa on foot. This is a mileage over 1,100 miles on foot to come and witness to the faith that the martyrs have sowed here in Namugongo. And of course, like I said, this year the animation is by Lugazi Catholic Diocese. Lugazi was carved out of Kampala Archdiocese, and that is in 1997 by Pope John Paul II. And of course, it was officially inaugurated on the 23rd of February 1997 with Bishop Matthias Sekamanya being the first bishop of Lugazi. And of course, in 2004, when Lugazi animated the Uganda Matters celebration, it was led by Bishop Sekamanya. Bishop Sekamanya was at the helm of Lugazi Diocese for 17 years, and that is retiring or resigning when he reached the canonical age of 75 in 2015. And of course, Rome decided to replace him with Bishop Christopher Kakoza, who is still the ordinary of Lugazi Diocese. And so tomorrow, the Mass here will be celebrated by Bishop Christopher Kakoza alongside his brother bishops from the country, from all the 19 dioceses of Uganda, and of course many other prelates joining from other countries and from other dioceses. As you can see, the preparations are ongoing around there. The decoration team are doing what they are supposed to do, and I can tell you already the decoration here is lit and everybody is doing their part. But you know, when we talk about organizing such a function, many people would only imagine what it takes, and I know each one of you is very, very eager to know how Lugazi has come up with this. Of course, already we saw one thing that they introduced was the National Schools Pilgrimage, and that was a few days ago. We saw all the schools, especially Catholic founded schools from Lugazi Diocese, and those are surrounding, especially in the Kampala metropolitan, gathering here, and the little ones also showcasing their faith, especially trying to learn from what the Uganda Matters did, the sacrifice that the Uganda Matters paid, I mean, for their faith, you know. And for us to get to know what exactly took them, I mean, what they had to go through to reach this far. I mean, I say it's really beautiful. The choir has been practicing here now and again, and they've been doing an amazing job. And I can say we can only but wait for what is there tomorrow. And so for us to get to know how far they have gone, I am here with a very, very special guest, and that is the chairperson of the Central Organizing Committee of the Lugazi 2025 Matters Celebration. And that is none other than Reverend Father Godfrey Mboa. Welcome, Father.
Thank you very much.
Tell me, how are you feeling? I mean, it's been months and then weeks and days, and now we have just hours.
You know, when the news was brought to us that it is Lugazi going to animate this year's celebration, so it was a mixed feeling, joy and fear. Joy because it had taken us some time. Because by the time Lugazi animated, some of us who are now the chairman of this organization, we are still seminarians. Now, there was some fear. Where are we going to get the money from? Like enough, all Christians in the diocese have been so supportive. And as you saw yesterday, all food pilgrims from Lugazi Diocese, we had a triumphant entry to Uganda Matters Shrine here at Namgongo. And it was quite a big number because we got Christians from the entire diocese. The diocese is comprised of 34 parishes, and all of those people that we saw yesterday, we are coming from those 34 parishes. And at the moment, as you have already seen, I can say without any fear that we are set, because the decoration, everything, we are almost done. All activities as we had planned, good enough, at least we have been able to fulfill them. So we are so grateful to God that we have reached this level, and we just pray that tomorrow, everything, God gives us good weather. We pray that people do come in big numbers. We celebrate the gift of martyrdom. And you have seen the choir. This choir is comprised of more than 500 members. And these people were selected from the 34 parishes. So the choir that you are going to see represents the entire diocese. So they are selected from the parishes, the 34, and that's the choir that is going to and met tomorrow's Mass. The speakers have been raised, mounted. The screens have been fixed. So this time around, we have tried our best. And we are praying that the machine don't disappoint us, because none of us owns these machines. So, but we have tried our best, and we hope even people outside the printer world, because someone may come when the place is full and that person probably cannot enter, cannot access. So we have improvised to see that even some people at the back, at outside the gates, they can be able to hear. Not only hearing, but they can be able even to see because of the screens that have surrounded the entire place. So we hope everything's going to be fine.
Members of the Holy Trinity Church Kamocha deaf community have made a pilgrimage to Uganda Martyrs Catholic Shrine and have called on priests across Uganda to learn sign language as a vital step towards fostering inclusive participation in church sermons and activities for the hearing impaired faithful. Speaking to Uctv News at the Uganda Martyrs Catholic Shrine in Namugongo, Api Namatovu, a Catholic pilgrim with a hearing impairment, expressed her longing to be fully engaged in church life. She emphasized the communication barriers faced by many in the deaf community, lamenting the lack of sign language interpreters in most Catholic churches, which often results in their unintentional exclusion from worship and fellowship.
We have problems that we face in church. For example, when you go to church, sometimes we sit, we are involved in people, including people, and we don't understand because they always not provide interpreter in the churches. So we miss the information about God. But we are lucky, this Kamocha Church parish has father called Father Lawrence Mary Martin Oyo. He went to Chambogo and learned sign language. Also, we have a bishop from Lugazi, Bishop Kakoza. He also himself knows sign language. So when sometimes he comes to church, to our church in Kamocha and pray for us. Sometimes we have our service which starts at 10 every Sunday, and we have our interpreters there. Sometimes we pay them some little money, they come and interpret for us and we hear the word of God. Sometimes we attend the last month, every last month we have a mass as deaf group, and which is in sign language. So Father Lawrence always prays for us, and he prays that mass in sign language. And now the deafs are very happy because of Father Oyo, and is drawing them near to God every time. And he's teaching them about the Bible. And some of them have been baptized in the Catholic Church. Some of them, others, are Catholics, but before they have been praying from other churches, in born-again churches and other churches. But now Father Martin Oy has brought them together, have brought them back to the Catholic Church. And now he has taught them catechism, they are receiving Holy Communion. Some of them have wedded in the Catholic Church. So we are proud of that. And now we have also sign language interpreters who are helping us. But we know that interpreters are not yet enough because deafs are very many and they are scattered in the whole of Uganda. They don't stay together. And all of them can't come to Kamocha to pray from there. So we have formed a structure which can help to solve these problems. And also we are working with Bishop Kakoza to see how we can form a good structure and we make a good program to support this deaf community, and also to help priests to learn sign language in different dioceses, and also teach other sign language people to learn sign language and become interpreters in church.
We need accessibility accessibility to access information at all church celebrations, especially church mass retreats and so on and so forth. I came to realize that we lack interpreters in the Roman Catholic Church, in most of the churches. We have them sometimes, but only on big celebrations, and this is unfortunate. I would advocate that every church celebration has or gets an interpreter, a sign language interpreter, a qualified sign language interpreter, proposing that maybe sign language is taught in the seminary, that we get priests in the near future who know sign language to help the deaf people, our deaf Christians who are many, to access information.
Thank you for watching UCTV News. We are going to take a break and we'll be back with more stories.
UCTV, good news for all.
Radio Purchase, the best value-based community radio in Eastern Africa, running 24/7 with professional staff and solar energy backup of up to 500 kilowatts peak. We rock the whole of northern Uganda and the world using 7 languages on 90.9 FM and 94.5 FM in Arua on Ediofe Hill, 99.7 FM at Moyo on Adua Hill, 101.4 FM at Fogod in Gulu, and online at www.radiopurchase.org or download the Radio Purchase app from Google Play Store and Apple Store. Radio Purchase, peace of Christ for all.
Welcome back. You are watching the Uganda Catholic Television. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch with the second edition of UCTV News. Now, the Speaker of Parliament, Right Honourable Anita Among, and Deputy Speaker of Parliament Thomas Taiwa have officially picked nomination forms this morning to contest for the positions of Bukedea District Woman Member of Parliament and Mitoma County MP seat, respectively, on the NRM ticket. The two leaders were received at the NRM Secretariat in Kampala by the party's Electoral Commission Chairman, Dr. Tang Odoi.
Now, this trial by ambush, you're most welcome, my aunt. You're most welcome. Members of the press, we are now this way. Booklet of CV. A letter of expression of interest is here. A CV is here. These are for the file of test. Expression of interest. You also want to see. You have seen? Yes. The press. To say something, to ask something. The press, when she has made a statement, shall allow you 2106. 2160. 2160.
When you talk about Bukedea, I am not just a member of parliament of Bukedea, I am a national leader. For Bukedea, I have done a number of developments. Asking me what development agenda you have for the people of Uganda, because as a Speaker of Parliament, I am the one who does the appropriation. I work together with my chairman of the party, who is none other than the President Yoweri Museveni, for us who want to make sure that this kind of economy is a money economy. We want to take money up to the lowest level. We want to make sure that everybody at the village level is active, is developed using the PDM. But for Bukedea, if you want to know about Bukedea, Bukedea is covered. Bukedea is covered. And we should not talk about Bukedea. Let's talk about as a speaker. I'm speaking as a speaker.
Homes to fill, they're the same. You'll get 20 voters, and your voters will be scattered all over the constituency. Inside there, so the NIN numbers must be there. We also have guidelines. As our senior leader, we've also given you a copy, Director, give me your pen, a copy of all NRM district chairpersons recently.
Because you see, the rules are set. Only that we don't want to play by the rules. We don't want to accept defeat, or we are so proud in our victory. I urge anyone who wins to be humble in their victory, to be humble in their celebration. Because you also need these guys in your defeat. Then for those who have been defeated, it's not that you have been rejected. No. Maybe someone has placed a better proposal to the constituency than you. It's not that you are reject, that NRM no longer likes you. No. That's why the primaries, I think Dr. Tanga and team have set them early so that we do having time for reconciliation, time for mediation, for people to appreciate that the post is only one person can win, and it can either be you or someone else. So to me, I do believe that we are going to have peaceful primaries. These are elections of lining up in the back. I mean, how do you contest it? How do you have we staffed voters? You know, it's not ballots where you say they staffed ballot paper. So have they staffed voters? The voters are known, and it's done at the local level. So people at the local level know them. So I urge readers that please let us not try to doctor the outcome of the mandate. Because last time there are people who tried to do that and the repercussions were not good. And we also make it difficult for the electoral commission. Dr. Tanga and the team are not robots that they will come and know a detail of each and every village. So if we are respectful to the villagers, to the people at their village level, let us respect their decision. If I don't succeed, I can guarantee you, if I don't win these primaries which I'm going for, I cannot stand as a president. Because the NRM family would have said no. Right, Honorable Thomas Kayaba, we have a better alternative to you, and I will follow behind that alternative that the people will have chosen. In case I don't win. But of course, I will train for a win, and I'm going to work hard.
The Member of Parliament for Chira Municipality, Honorable Ibrahim Semujunganja, and the spokesperson of the People's Front for Freedom has called on Uganda's religious leaders to use this year's Ugandan Martyrs' Day celebrations at Namugongo to boldly condemn the ongoing human rights violations, including abductions and torture of political dissenters. Addressing journalists at the press conference held at the PFF offices at Katonga Road, Semujunganja accused the clergy of maintaining silence in the face of growing injustices under the current regime, urging them to stand up for the truth and justice in honor of the martyrs' legacy.
But not only Dr. Kizza Besigye, they need to deal with the extrajudicial killing, the charging of Museveni's opponent with trumped-up charges, the kidnap, the torture, because that's what illustrates the assembly in Namugongo, remembering the cruelty of our leaders. The same clergy cannot be dining with Museveni and inviting him even to speak. They need to be speaking against these crimes committed more than 140 years ago, and then condition it on Museveni that he must not repeat, and any other leader. So they really have a role to play, or else we will now be constructing other shrines to commemorate people killed by Museveni and those tortured under his regime. If they don't speak and speak very strongly against these things, they should prepare other shrines who will be visiting when Museveni has gone. Because I know under Mwanga, they could never have staged these events. Certainly there will be events after Museveni to remember people he has killed and those he has tortured. So to bring this to an end, the clergy, the pilgrims who are in Namugongo, they all need to speak with one voice against these crimes.
Related to this is the continuation to fabricate evidence. As you all saw, without shame, the regime in their summary evidence, because when you are committing a person to the High Court, you present evidence that you rely on. So in their summary evidence, they included other PFF leaders, including myself, the Road Mayor Elias Lukwago, the Honorable Salam Musumba, and they claim that the Honorable Salam Musumba had organized the meeting to be attended by myself, the Road Mayor, and all these meetings were meant to overthrow government. And it's one of those meetings that Dr. Besigye was organizing. They also further mentioned the 36 PFF leaders and promoters who were kidnapped from Kisumu. That they are going to Kisumu was part of the conspiracy by Besigye and Ajobedi Lutale to remove government. Remember, the 36 were charged. They continued reporting to Nakawa Court. Eventually they were taken to the High Court, and the High Court granted them bail. After so many months without any witness being presented and any evidence, the High Court discharged them. So the case remained, but they were discharged. They are no longer reporting. Now they are saying they are going to Kisumu was one of those events that Dr. Besigye was using to overthrow government. Because you know there is a pending application by Museveni to have access to Dr. Besigye's phones so that they can use his phones as evidence. So the moment you refer a case to the High Court, it means all the pre-trial cases have ceased. But this magistrate, Nantege, even after committing Dr. Besigye, she said Dr. Besigye will appear before on 12 June. That's why I said last week that maybe these judicial officers are using Dr. Besigye to do internship. Some of them who should go to Makerere and other law schools to learn law. So they are now using Besigye to learn and refresh themselves. Because there is no way you're going to commit a person to the High Court and then you require the same person to appear before you as if the pre-trial processes are still continuing.
You're watching UCTV News. Let's go for a break and get back after these short messages.
UCTV. Good news for all.
UCTV News continues with our Matter of the Day feature as we bring you Saint Luke Banabachintu, the patron of fishermen and sailors.
Saint Luke Banabachintu was a Muganda of the Langfish clan. His father was Mukwanga and his mother Kusubiza of the Mvuma clan. Banabachintu was born at Ntolomwe in Butambala County. They migrated to Konde in Busuju County. This is where Mukwanga and his son Banabachintu picked up skills in blacksmith profession. He was also in charge of Mukwenda's fishermen on Lake Wamala woodcutters, potters, cookers, among others. Barnaba Kintu was very clever with unexceptional memory, honest, cheerful, alert, and respectful. The Christians of Mityana used to send Barnaba Kintu on foot to Kampala, a distance of 40 miles or 64 kilometers every week to the priest's Sunday sermons. He had to attend the Sunday sermons and learn everything almost word for word by heart. Then return to Mityana and relate the whole sermon to Matthias Mulumba. Mulumba had to learn it, polish it, and keep it for the following Sunday's sermon at Mityana. Barnaba Kintu was baptized together with his friend Mulumba on Sunday, 28th of May, 1882. Luke and Mulumba were arrested on Wednesday afternoon of 26th May, 1886 at about 2 p.m. Thursday afternoon, 27th of May 1886, at about 3 p.m. they were taken to Namugongo, but Mulumba was left behind and killed at Old Kampala. Barnaba Kintu was taken to Namugongo where he was burnt to death on Ascension Day, Thursday noon, 3rd of June 1886, at the age of about 30. Luke is the patron of fishermen, sailors, mechanics, students, and blacksmiths.
And that's it from the international news highlights. It is time for Today in History. And that's it for tonight's edition of Uctv News. I am Sunday Gloria Aboch. Have a blessed night.